Welcome to the GameRamble video review for Judge, narrated by me, Darkcloud. As always, the full text version of this review can be found on the GameRamble website, linked below. The TLDR for Judge is that a robotic cop that acts as a judge, jury and executioner might not be the most original idea, but this top-down shooter from 10 Tons Limited certainly offers a lot of fun. It features tons of customization options for your character as well as weapons. This means that it caters to various playing styles and offers a lot of replay value despite the relatively small number of levels. If you're a genre fan or enjoy games that allow you to experiment with how you approach objectives, you'll have a blast with Judge. Gameplay receives a 9 out of 10. Judge is action-packed and offers lots of fun. Graphics receives a 7 out of 10. The visuals are perhaps a little too similar to Neon Chrome, but it still looks good. Sound receives an 8 out of 10. The soundtrack is great and the sound effects are very impressive. The overall score for Judge is 8 out of 10. And now for the full review. Edinburgh, a megacity where crime has spiraled out of control and citizens live in fear for their lives while criminals run amok. It's a place so dangerous that even the police struggle to make a difference, which is why the use of cybernetic law enforcement is rolled out. Taking control of a judge, complete with a modifiable weapon called the gavel, it's up to you to retake the city and clear out the criminal scum. It's not an easy job, but stamping out lawless behavior is what judges do best, and with the state that Edinburgh is in, you'll be working overtime. Judge is the latest twin-stick shooter from 10 Tons Limited, an indie developer that has been dominating the genre for a while now. Their last title was the adrenaline-pumping roguelike shooter Neon Chrome, and Judge is set in the same universe. However, while these two titles share many similarities, including some visual assets, there are two very different experiences in terms of gameplay. Whereas the former is a roguelike title with procedural levels, 10 Tons calls Judge a lawful but awful rogue hate top-down shooter, which is a pretty apt description. It means that the maps are static, but can be approached from many different playstyles. The best thing about Judge is how you can augment your character and modify your rifle. Whether you want to be a melee monster, stealthy sniper, or just show up to each fight with a crew of lackeys and drones to back you up, it's all possible with the right upgrades. The game also ensures you can never become complacent with one style by continually shaking up your objectives for each level. For example, one level might require you to rescue some hostages without being seen, while the following tasks you with killing everyone under a specific time limit or not harming any innocent bystanders. Completing these special requirements rewards you with medals, which are used for more than just opening up new levels and difficulties. Medals are also required to unlock cyberware, weapon mods, fire modes, and special weapons. However, some special requirements are only possible after equipping certain mods, so you're always motivated to push yourself a little harder to see what is possible and what isn't. For example, a level where you have to kill your main target in less than 20 seconds might feel impossible until you have mods that speed up your character and enable you to crash straight through walls. You can only equip 4 out of a possible 35 cyberware at a time, along with 3 out of a possible 25 weapon perks, so some thought is required to make the most of your options. Judge is split into 4 acts, consisting of 18 different levels. Each level has 3 different objectives for earning medals, but you eventually unlock additional difficulty settings. The objectives on hardcore, grim, and nightmare difficulty also differs from the ones on normal, so you'll want to complete each level on all of them. This might sound like a grind, but levels are short enough that you can get killed and still want to jump right back in to try again. We also found ourselves returning to old levels with new upgrades and skills, which was a lot of fun. Finally, the game also features a host of hidden collectibles that can be found. Many of these are hidden quite well, but seeking them out is well worth the effort for the advantages that they bestow. After unlocking new upgrades and weapons, you still have to pay for them, so it's good that your judge is authorized to confiscate any money you stumble across. The cost quickly skyrockets, but more money can be earned on higher difficulty settings, so it all balances out in the end. Initially, your main opposition comes from some low-level goons who can quickly be gunned down. Still, as levels become more challenging, the goons become stronger, and additional hazards such as turrets, mines, and alarms also make an appearance. The game doesn't have much of a story, but it doesn't need one either. Stomping around while blasting enemies to bits or picking them off from the shadows is rewarding enough. Visually, the game features a lot of similarities with Neon Chrome, but the neon-drenched, rain-soaked streets of Edinburgh look good. Depending on your approach to the action, most levels end up splattered with blood and guts too by the time you're done. In addition to the outdoor levels, you'll also get to shoot your way through plenty of buildings, and the destructible scenery adds a lot to the fun. There's nothing like bursting through a wall to melee smash an enemy to bits, or watching the glass shatter when your sniper round crashes through a window and into the skull of your target. 10 Tons Limited has done a good job with the audio aspects of Judge, and it features a great soundtrack with plenty of neat tunes. Unfortunately, the music appears to be randomly selected each time you start a level, so some jukebox feature would have been nice. Your gun, which can shoot anything from lead and lasers to electricity, sounds good, and even the robotic voice for the Judge is spot on. The controls for Judge are very responsive, and you notice the changes depending on the perks you have equipped. We had no problem playing the game with a keyboard and mouse combination and a controller, but preferred the former's precision. Judge also features a local co-op mode, which can be activated if at least one controller is plugged in. This is a nice feature, and it enhances the longevity of the game if you have a friend to play with. Overall, Judge has a lot to offer, and fans of the genre should have a blast. It doesn't do anything new or revolutionary with the genre, but it is packed with great features and fast-paced action. The different available playing styles add a lot of depth to the game. While the amount of levels is relatively low, the different objectives and difficulty settings make up for this. Anyone familiar with the twin-stick shooters by 10 Tons Limited will know what to expect, and Judge is definitely a great title to add to your collection. Thanks for joining me for this Judge PC review. Remember to like, subscribe and share. Until next time.